right now we're going to introduce a guest that we have decided it would be fun to chat with. A really fun and interesting person. I actually have read her book, and it's out now on paperback, which I did not know, and it's also available on Kindle, I believe. Let's find out for sure by saying hello to the one and only Roxy Ramone. Hey, Roxy, how's it going?
Hi, it's going good.
And you're in Los Angeles, right?
I am. I'm in Long Beach, actually.
Oh yeah, I love Long Beach.
Do you?
It's been a minute. I do.
Yeah. Oh boy.
There was a bar down there that we used to play at, and I can never remember the damn name of it, but I really liked the little punk rock bar.
I think there was some punk rock bar down here. I don't know if I lived down here at the time, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Awesome.
Yeah, but Long Beach is pretty cool.
So
I was living in Vegas for a while, for a few years, and then I just came back here last year.
Wow, and you're originally a New Yorker, is that correct or no?
Well, no, originally I was born in Chicago.
Chicago.
And then I moved to, Chicago. And then I moved to New York when I was about 17.
Oh, well, because that's the weird thing is that just so the listeners hear a trippy little story. When I was about 18 years old and I had a big mohawk haircut hanging out in Chicago, and one time I was with a good friend, Kenneth, and he said, hey, you want to go over to my friend Roxy's? I said, well, sure. And we just ended up taking like some transportation or walking a long way and ended up crazy. Well, we ended up at this apartment.
Kenneth is still a really close friend of mine. He lives out here now.
You know, I hit him up on Facebook, and there was a doorman at this apartment building. And I'm like, wow, who's your friend? I'm like, well, actually, I'm Johnny Ramone's girlfriend. And I'm like, oh, my Lord, I loved the Ramones. Are you kidding? So,
yeah.
It was a very trippy way to meet you.
You know, I mean, a lot of people came in and went through that, my apartment then. But I think I remember that night. But yeah, Kenneth lives out here, and we're still really close friends.
That's awesome, man. I knew from all the history books and articles I'd read, your name has been, as you know, in all kinds of different contexts. Like, hey, you were mentioned.
I didn't know that.
Well, of course, everyone in Ramones mania, they all know who you are. I wonder, what was the very first time you ever came in contact with the Ramones? How did it start the very first time?
That was in '74 at the Performance Studio, where they first played in front of an audience, I guess. Wow. At Performance Studio. It wasn't much of an audience, but my friend Anya Phillips told me about it, and we went down there to see them.
Wow.
And I met him.
That was the very first Ramones show you were there.
We played with Blondie. My friend Anya, I had worked with her down at White's Pub on Wall Street. They were barmaids together, so she knew Debbie, and Debbie told her about the show.
Is that when
we went down there?
Was Joey on drums?
No, not at the time, no.
Okay.
But they didn't play very long, but it was. I was very taken by Johnny, and then she took me back to meet him, and I passed him my phone number, and that's when we met.
And now, how long did it take for Johnny Ramone to call you?
Oh, we went through a couple of. I was moving around a little bit then, but actually he called me when I was living at the Irving Hotel, and I was living with Mark Bell at the time.
Wow, Mark Bell, for the Ramones drummer, who became Marky Ramone.
Marky Ramone, who became Marky Ramone. But at the time, when I met Mark, he was in Wayne County's band.
The Backstreet Boys.
Yes. Yeah, and then he got with Richard Hell.
Oh, wow, and, I love Richard Hell, yeah.
Yeah. And, he was living with me at that time. I knew Richard Hell. And then Johnny started calling me when I lived with Mark and taking me out. And that led to other things. Johnny eventually, he was married at the time, but he was coming in to see me every day, and finally, when we got together, Mark moved out, and Johnny sort of moved in.
So, are you still friends with Marky Ramone today?
You know, I haven't talked to him in all these years. I haven't talked to him at all.
Wow.
And I was pretty good friends with his wife, too, Marion. I mean, I would love to talk to the two of them. I wish we were friends.
How about Richie Ramone? Did you ever get to know Richie?
I did. When he first joined the band, when they threw Marky out for that period of time. Yeah, I was around at that time.
What was your impression of Richie?
I liked Richie. I thought he was a cool guy. I heard that he wasn't really getting the recognition for the songs that he wrote.
God, and he wrote some really good ones too, man.
Yeah, somebody put something in my drink. I love that song.
It is a punk classic, yeah.
Right, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, and quite a few others. And I didn't know that until recently that he wasn't. And also the T-shirt thing.
Yeah, not being cut in on
surprised.
after putting up with that for 5 years.
I think if your name's on that T-shirt, you should be getting T-shirt money, because for years that's all that we depended on.
Yeah, and Richie, he was a trooper because he held on for a long time before he even dared mention it to Johnny.
Yeah. I mean, really, him and CJ, it's unbelievable that the two of them weren't even up there on the stage at the Hall of Fame.
Wow, I agree there. I'd like to ask, I know it's pretty legendary amongst the Ramones fans that Johnny could be a kind of difficult guy, and he was definitely one that ran stuff with an iron fist sort of thing. It's like he was the most physical of the guys as far as the A-type personality, more dominant of the males. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, look who else was in the band.
Well, wasn't Marky kind of a tough guy too?
Marky didn't cause any problems like that. No, Johnny was a bully. I must say, he tended to bully people, and he knew that certain people, and he was a little older than them. They were from the neighborhood, and they knew each other for a long time, and he sort of kept people like that around him that looked up to him or idolized him, and he was I don't know, mathematical, or he knew how to I don't know. It was
a good balance of creativity, dysfunction, and discipline.
A lot of dysfunction, yeah.
Were you close with Joey or Dee Dee at all?
I was close with Joey for a little bit, yeah. When we hung out with him and Linda for quite some time.
And of course, Linda later married Johnny Ramone, which started the whole rift between Johnny and Joey, and they didn't talk to each other for like over 22 years.
Yeah, well, they lived right on the corner from where Johnny and I lived, and Linda was in a sort of a clique in New York that didn't exactly like me and the clique that I was in, which included Anya Phillips and Gita Gash, girls like that. And so I never really spoke to her until she was with Joey. And then she sort of pushed away and wanted to become friends with me. And, I was a little leery about that at first, but then we started hanging out together, the four of us. She was very good friends with Vera and Dee Dee for a while. The four of them were doing everything together, and then all of a sudden she jumped to Johnny. That was after they had gone out to do the album with Phil Spector, and they had seemed to become friends. So, it was Joey and I were sort of left in the dark for a while about what was going on.
Yeah, that caused a lot of heartache for him.
Well, for both of us.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
because you're seeing him, and then all of a sudden he's with Linda now.
She was engaged to Joey at the time.
Wow.
And I was engaged to Johnny.
Wow.
And then this whatever happened, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, well, true fans of the band do kind of know that history. It's been written about a lot and stuff. Monty Melnick's book. Did you ever get a chance to read that? Did you get along with Monty Melnick okay?
Yeah. I mean, Monty is a very easy guy to get along with. I never had any problems with Monty, and he was always there, but he didn't really say much about anything. And it seems like in most of the books that I've read, which is almost all of them, I'm just sort of skipped over or just called names or whatever.
Wow.
And yeah.
Well, we appreciate you doing a show. I know you said you haven't done many radio shows, so I appreciate you coming on here.
No, I've never done anything like this.
Interesting.
Actually,
well,
for a long time. I didn't talk to anybody about my involvement with them.
Wow. Have you been to Johnny's grave and to see the statue and everything?
Oh, yeah. I've been out there a couple of times for the tributes.
Well, that's awesome. I've never made it to one of those official tributes, but I'd love to sometime.
Yeah. I even tried to talk to Linda at the time, at the first one that I went to, but she sort of turned around and saw me and looked horrified and like she'd seen a ghost.
Oops.
And then had the security come over and talk to me, and they sort of, I don't know, trying to find out what I was doing there while I was there for the tribute.
Wow, you maniac, you! Trying to pay tribute to Johnny Ramone.
Yeah. No, I only lived with him for so many years, and so that was sort of
what was he?
awkward.
What was he? The kind of guy? Was he hard or easy to live with?
He was, for me, he was easy to live with. For the first part, the whole time.
Nice. I got to ask you, because this is one of the reasons we're also here to help promote your book that's out. It was out on Kindle, but you say it's been released on paperback.
Yeah, finally. It's out on paperback on Amazon at the moment.
And what's it called?
Yeah.
What's it called again, Roxy?
It's called Downstrokes and Discord.
Downstrokes
Secret
and
Johnny Ramone.
Discord.
Yeah, Downstrokes and Discord.
And then the Secret Johnny Ramone?
Yeah, it's got a lot of information in it that I don't think people have really read about or know about.
Well,
maybe
I enjoy
pictures.
Well, I certainly enjoyed the version I had, which I think is different than this one. I know it is. It's a different version of it. Is there anything added or anything? I don't think there was any photos in the one I had either. So.
What? Really?
No, the one I got was off Amazon, and I don't think there was actually photos with it. I could be wrong, but I gave it to another Ramones fan. Yeah, was it not
Kindle?
No, not the Kindle one. The one before that originally was out through Amazon.
Oh no, that's not even no.
Ah,
that should be taken down.
So I need to get the new one so I can read all the new information.
You do.
Well,
you do. No.
What a surprise.
Disregard that one.
Well, that's cool. Then I mean, I had a bonus.
My permission.
Oh, I
didn't put out without my permission back in 2015.
I did not know
that. By a woman that she was trying. I thought she was trying to help me transcribing my book, and she published it before I was back in the country and had the copyright. So it's taken me this long to straighten that out, write my own version
Well,
again.
I can't wait to get Downstrokes and Discord. That's going to be a great one. I can't wait. I had no idea that it was a whole different book, so sorry that happened to you, and I'm definitely going to get a copy of the new one.
Totally different, and lots of photos. Yeah, that other one had no photos in it.
Well, what a surprise, man, because I'm a fanatic Ramones fan, and I've got to read it all, so now I have something to look forward
I thought
to.
you had the new one.
Well, that's good. At least there's something to look forward to for me. Yay.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah, I appreciate you making the time for us. We actually want to go into a song from the. We're going to do a song from Halfway to Sanity. We're going to do a tune with Roxy Ramone on drums. We're going to do Little Camaro Go. But before I do that,
I like that.
Can I ask you what's your favorite Ramones album?
Oh, probably the first one.
Ah, a great one.
Of course, Yeah,
that is so great. Great record. Well,
yeah. I mean, I think the first three they put out were their very best.
Yeah.
Ever.
I just got a box set recently that's got like six of the albums in one little box, but they should have a little box set for the ones that they did with just Roxy Ramone, which would be the three that he did with them.
Right? Yeah, they should.
So we're doing
one that they did with CJ. Right?
There you go. But from 1987, we're going to do Halfway to Sanity album, Go Little Camaro Go. Me and Sister Tracy really appreciate having you on the show, and wish you the best, and hope to stay in touch.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks so much, Roxy. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay. Hey, wasn't Debbie Harry on that, too?
I think you're right. I think Debbie Harry was on Halfway to Sanity.
No, on Go Little Camaro.
Ah, that is some good trivia. Debbie Harry, listen for her voice on this, you guys.
I think so.
You did more research than I did.
Oh, yeah. I played German kid after.
Right? There you go. Keep it rolling. We should. Ramones Mania.
Yeah.
Hey, you're listening to KSKQ Radio. We are talking with Roxy Ramone, a.k.a. Cynthia Whitney. It's been a pleasure. Thanks so much, and I told you it wouldn't hurt.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, take care. We'll see you soon.
Take care,
Bye.
Roxy.